Hello friends, welcome back to Vlogmas day something, 18? 18. Today I want to talk about Yule spells and give you some ideas, especially for the good old Yule log, because Yule is coming up, which will be almost the end of Vlogmas there. And Yule is such a fun time to celebrate. It's like my favorite season. Of course, all kinds of things going around. That's why I'm doing Vlogmas, just because I love this time of year. But it is also a great day for spell work, and I wanted to do it a couple of days ahead of time in case you needed to gather ingredients or figure out what your plan is going to be for the actual day of Yule. So that is what we have going on today. Join me and check out my Yule log.
One of the things that I love to do for Yule actually involves the day of and then the season after, because Yule is, of course, 12 days and it starts on the winter solstice. And while this is a period of celebration, I have been celebrating quite a bit throughout the month of December, so I also like to appreciate the rest and hibernation that's associated with this period, because otherwise it's very easy to forget and do all of the celebrating and lead very busy lives and get burnt out when we're not appreciating the season of rest and hibernation. So this spell is all about being comfortable. I do this in the morning when I'm still in my pajamas, and I make a cup of hot chocolate. You just want something that is soothing and has the vibes of hibernation for you. So that could be hot chocolate, that could be making something to eat and enjoy, just something that's comforting. And then light a blue candle. And I light this while I am in a comfortable place. So right now I'm just sitting on my couch, and meditate for a little while on the more quiet benefits of winter. Light the candle and say, "As the depths of winter near, may I sleep deep like the bear, curling up in dark embrace, nurturing soul with calm and grace." And just sit for a while, enjoying the slow morning, meditate on the slower season that is going to be coming up, and then blow out the candle. And then each morning, relight the candle just for a few moments and take a slow start to your day, and just think about having a slow and restful winter season. And then you can blow out the candle. I like to do that for the 12 days of Yule and into January. It's really as long as my candle will last. But I think it's a nice way to start the celebrations and start the season, since so much of it is focused on the celebration and rebirth aspect. I do like to take a few moments to also recognize the rest and relaxation element.
All right, we are moved into the kitchen for the next spell, and it's not necessarily Yule related. It is something that I like to do for Yule, but it can be done at any time. This is for cleansing your home energetically, and it is especially good for when there are negative energies or tensions are running high, you've had a lot of people over, it's very busy season. This clears all of that out, and I like to do that before I start in on any Yule blessings or protections. So this is a spell a little bit adapted from Wikipedia. It's not exactly the same, just because the original spell calls for lavender essential oil and the juice of half a lemon, and I don't have those things, so we are making do with what I do have. The measurements for this do not need to be exact. I am just showing you for the sake of an example. And I am in fact being helped out by some little friends today. Right, guys? Are you helping me? Are you helping me energetically clean the house? With your nice inside out ear, Levi. Thanks, guys. So you need a microwave safe bowl, 1 cup of water, you need 2 teaspoons of lavender, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, as you can see, I really am using my kitchen ingredients. I have, salt upstairs in my witchy area that I use for witchcraft, but this is a true kitchen witch recipe, and I'm just pulling from my cabinet. Now I am going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute. So that is just melding those energies together and helping the salt to dissolve. And then I am going to add a few drops of the lemon essential oil. If you're doing this with also the lavender oil or the juice of a lemon, you would add those after you microwave as well. I'm just going to mix all those together. And now we are going to take this bowl and carry it into each room of the house, and definitely focusing on the main rooms where people gather. Or if I'm doing this after we've had a lot of people over, then whatever the main rooms were that people were in. And in each room, repeat the words, "Sweetness be seen, this home is clean." And allow any of the energies in that room to collect in this bowl, allow them to be cleansed. And I find that it's just like a quick in and out of each of the smaller rooms, and then the bigger gathering rooms, I let it sit for a minute. And then when I am completely done with this, dig a hole outside and empty this into it. And if you don't have like a garden area outside where you can do that, you can totally put the contents into like one of your potted plants and leave that outside for a little while. The idea is that you are getting it out of the house, those energies, and returning them to the earth, so the earth is drawing all of that back in and leaving your house cleansed. And finally, we have my Yule log. I love a good Yule log. I was actually just watching that episode of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the Yule episode. That one is really good. But they are burning the Yule log in the hearth fire, and it is supposed to keep the evil spirits away. And if it goes out during the night, then trouble comes, and that's exactly what happens in that episode with the Yule lads. So I really love that one. And this is my own Yule log here. There is a ton of varied history with Yule logs, in the tradition of burning just a large piece of wood during the winter solstice and then during the entire Christmas season. So it is both a Yule solstice tradition and a Christmas tradition. They overlap quite a bit. The idea is that the log burns continuously within the hearth, which is the, vulnerable like opening of the home during this season, where any of those mischievous spirits could enter. And then families would often save a piece of that log that they were burning to carry the protection throughout the next year. The one that I have there is birch. Oak tends to be the most traditional just because of the associations with the Oak King. So very common in England. And Scotland, it's more common to have the birch, or like the white birch that I have here. And I think in France, it's cherry. So really whatever you have or speaks to you, whether you find it, there is sort of like tarot cards. There's this idea floating around that it's unlucky to buy a log, that you either have to source it yourself or have it gifted to you, but I don't believe that. So if you are only able to purchase it, then that is fine too. And a lot of people don't want to go through the effort of finding the wood, especially if you live in like a city area where you can't be chopping things down, and making sure that it's properly cleaned before you are bringing it into your house. I completely understand not wanting to do all that work or risking the things that come with it if you are not familiar with the process. The important thing is that you get a log that speaks to you and decorate it in any way that you want. You can absolutely leave it plain, but they are often decorated with like the greenery of the season, pine cones, berries. It's often coated in mead, cider, ale, dusted with flour. Frankincense and cinnamon oil are also popular, so really you can do whatever it is that speaks to you as far as decorating your Yule log. Now, before burning, you just want to set your intentions and bless your log for abundance, luck, prosperity, protection in the new year, and then burn your log. And what I have here is one that has the candle held in it, so I don't burn the actual log. This is a very common substitution in modern day witchy and pagan households. because a lot of people don't have a wood burning fireplace anymore, or just don't feel safe in anointing and lighting a log like that. So if that is you, we don't have a fireplace here, I don't have a chimney. And even at my mother's house, she's got a special sort of guest fireplace with specialty like logs in there. So I wouldn't be able to do that there either. So having this where you have it as a candle holder is a great alternative. You can find ones that are carved for tea lights. You can carve them yourselves. You can carve 3 holes in instead, so you can do red, white, and green candle. I just have red going. I think that is, I have multiple color candles to put in here, but I think red is the one that I want to go with at the moment to symbolize the season. And then when you are ready to light it, you want to come up with your own blessing. The traditional Wiccan blessing is log burn, wheel turn, evil spurn, sun return. If you are familiar with Tess Whitehurst, I know she also has a blessing where you say, farewell to the old and welcome the new. Heartfelt thanks for blessings true. We honor now this sacred night when deepest darkness births the light. There are a lot of different options. You can write something that is totally your own. You are just looking for those blessings for the Yule season and protection for the new year. I like to set this up on the evening of the solstice and then spend some time with it, thinking about my intentions for the new year. And then I use the flame and the candle as a source of wish magic. And I will write down my wishes and intentions goals for 2024 and on a bay leaf piece of paper, and then use the flame to light those on fire and allow those to burn out in my cauldron. And that's my Yule. That's everything that I have for Yule spells. Do let me know what you're going to get up to on Yule, if you're going to be celebrating, if you're going to be doing any spell work, if you have a Yule log, let me know in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.